Ooh,
What's
we
up,
back.
guys? What's up? What's up? What's up?
We are back. Summer is over. Fall is falling, and that means the Knicks, the New York Knickerbockers, are about to play basketball soon. What a summer it has been. What's up, Mr. Steve?
My brother.
My man.
Sir, how was your summer?
Summer was litty. Summer was litty. It started out kind of but turned it around. I had great vibes, and it's looking like a good push to 2025. And happy to be back. Red Hot Knicks Talk.
Yes, season 2.
Season 2. Our first season was very guerrilla. It was it was if you know, you know. We gotta honestly, we would like to thank everybody for the support we have reached out to this point. We've got about 70, 80 followers on
Yeah.
Instagram. We've got almost at least 30, a good top 30 YouTube videos of likes. I know one of our biggest videos was 400 views.
Mm-hmm.
So we out here. I know we was just getting our footprints. Like me, I've had a podcast before, but never. This is a new partnership, and we're growing with you guys, and we like to thank you guys for supporting us this far.
Yes. Also, merch coming soon. Red Hot Knicks Talk T-shirts. The ones you see us wearing
We
now
out here, baby.
is what I will be giving out
It's
to
limited
friends and
edition.
family during the holiday season this year. Very excited. I'm looking forward to it. Again, we're a work in progress, but we getting there. Slow and steady wins the race.
That is a fact.
Slow motion is better than no motion. Just keep at it. Foot on the pedal. All right, man. Let's
And
dive
I
into
wanna say,
this.
speaking about no slow motion, no motion. Leon Rose, a lot of motion.
That man,
Knicks front office.
that man got dollars and he like this. Just
So let's go back to before how the season ended. The bruised and battered Knicks gave it they all. Took Indiana Pacers, who were healthy. It's no, they were the healthier team. They outlasted the Knicks. That's kudos to them. They had to win the ball game. But we all remember they had to be an incredible shooting night. We remember that almost everything they put
Yeah.
up went in that night.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. The Knicks went home.
I think the Knicks we went to war with whatever soldiers we had, to make an analogy, and we didn't have all our guns, but we used whatever bullets we had left and whatever guns we had, and we went out fighting, and I'm proud of them and proud to call myself a Knicks fan after
Mhm.
watching the series and watching them battle unmanned against the Indiana Pacers. But I'm even more excited about this season. Let's before I jump into anything, let's talk about losing Hart.
Yeah, that was a big one. I think that was like the first domino for the offseason. Like knowing how this front office moves, I'm pretty sure they had plans A through Z, and whether Hart stayed or how what ended up happening, Hart leaving, that caused them to look in other directions of how they're going to complete the team. But losing Hart was super big. Like you felt
Yeah.
he initially got that 2-year contract, and I'm pretty sure Leon Rose is kind of kicking himself because he didn't give him that team option. You know how we always used to sign players in the era they get team options, but he didn't give him a team option, and we ended up losing him from a cap apron loophole to the Thunder.
And from Hart's perspective, if you're him, I'm not mad at the guy. You get an opportunity to get a max deal. It's probably gonna come once in a lifetime for that type of player of Hart's stature.
Yeah, he was a second round pick.
I don't see him getting another max offer ever again. He capitalized off the moment, off the time, and got to feed your family. You got to make money. It's a business at the end of the day. So if the Knicks only offer him $472, and the Thunder offer you $400, you go with the 4-year, 100 mil. So I'm not mad at the guy at all. I wish him the best success. I appreciate everything he did for us and put us on. He's another player that contributed to the Knicks and helped put us on the map and to help get us to where we're at now.
And kind of started he was kind of one of the players that kind of pushed this new Knicks culture. I know the Heat got Heat culture, but the Knicks got Knicks culture as well, man. Play smart, play gritty,
Thank you,
iHeart
Dex.
off the iHeart off the like the action passes was like off the cuts and the ball movement. That's like something that I feel like didn't really was part of the Knicks offense until he started becoming mainly a C. Because Mitchell Robinson doesn't really give you that
Right.
ability to pass.
I don't think he even had that role on the Clippers. On the Clippers, he was
He was more of a stretch.
right.
Yeah,
He shot more
he was taking-
3-pointers, but when he was on the Knicks, obviously coaching style, different type of offenses are ran. We got to see what else iHeart could do. He was able to facilitate. He was a great offensive rebounder. Decent around the basket. He had a soft touch for a big man. So
yeah, he liked the little floater. That was his
that was his
joint.
little move. he did his thing when he was with us, man. I mess with iHeart. He's cool. But with his departure, you see why in which things unravel how they unravel. The Knicks needed to address that position, and we know the status of Mitchell Robinson and how he's injury prone, safe to say. And we won't have him back to the start of 2025. So, I like the direction we're going in. Because of the iHeart departure, which is our next topic, it gets to the trade for Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns. I think
we should start from Mikal first. And
yeah.
But we got to give a credit to Mr. Psychic Steve over here, because we put it up on the social media. But Steven, you knew the Knicks were going to make the big move.
Yeah,
you knew it.
You don't collect all of these draft picks. You don't develop all of your young talent to just keep everything, because you can't with today's NBA rules. With what we had and what we got back from it, I'll take it. People are gonna make assumptions and ridicule or have something negative to say about any move a GM makes for their favorite team. But I think in our case for the Knicks, Leon Rose made some of the best decisions. We have 5 first rounders. What are we gonna do with those?
That's true, especially if you're competing.
Cash them in.
If you're competing at the top as a contender, the first rounders really don't really mean a thing.
Right. You develop young talent to let them go at a certain point if they're not worth the keep.
And then to like the hindsight of the moves is like really savvy by the front office, because in a weird way, how it all transpired, it ended up being they upgraded Quentin Grimes to Mikal Bridges.
Right.
Because they flipped Grimes to the Pistons for the Bojan, and that was the main piece. And that's the thing about with the Mikal to the Nets. I have hatred for the Nets. Knicks fans have hatred for the Nets, but they obviously
I can't stand the Nets, bro. And I'll tell you why real quick. Just sidebar. I've always felt they've had I was born in 93. So I grew up on the Jason Kidd, Kerry Kittles, Keith Van Horn, Kenyon Martin era. I've watched them after that run they had with them. They get Vince Carter, and they still were decent.
They still pushed it.
Still were decent. From there, they get a few years later they get Darren Williams from Utah. You know what I'm saying? And they always were
and they had,
relevant.
Super Baby Kobe
with good players.
The Burks dude, you remember?
Nisha, I was about to get to him. He had a little run, a little what's his name?
I think Marshawn
Harris.
Oh, I remember the point guard.
They always had a good team and never did anything with it. And even past them, you had the Paul Pierce KG run, and then you had
I hate Paul Pierce.
You had James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. And what do you have to show for it? We've never had those type of players on the Knicks to at least compete. So they've always stayed relevant in some kind of way, the Nets, and just never did anything with their talent. So yeah, I could care less about them. It's our turn.
But Leon Rose, he did like we all knew it. I'm pretty sure everybody in NBA circles knew it. Mikal Bridges, even though he was in New York, he didn't want to play for the Nets.
Yeah,
and there was like Leon Rose, and I know having a trade Mikal to the Knicks probably felt the most like effed up thing they ever had it done, but they had nowhere to go, bro.
Yeah,
they had nowhere to go because at the time they had 3 of his college teammates. It was like, yo, come on, bro, just come across. And then that day,
I don't know if Jalen had anything to do with that, but
they all did, bro. Like Mikal, you living in New York, and you saw last season, Knicks was up here, Nets was down here, and Mikal did not look happy, bro. Yeah. And it's like they already was flaming him in the group chat, like, yo, just come to the Knicks, come to the Knicks. So I remember, I think it was the Mets was actually playing the Yankees that day, and then like news broke, Knicks trade for Mikal Bridges, and obviously first thing you're like, oh shit, what are we giving up?
Right.
Because like you said, in NBA, to get something, you got to give something.
Yeah.
So to see the package was Bojan, I think maybe Diop or something like that, and just four first rounders with a swap. It's kind of a steal, bro. Like literally nobody from our rotation to get a game changing piece in Mikal. So
Yeah.
I thought that trade was A+.
And I also feel like the quickly Barrett move, like you look at what we had and what that turned into.
Mhm.
Like the quickly for Barrett move, all right, we get one wing. We got some first rounders. We get another wing. Now we got two of the best defensive wings, arguably in the league, on our team.
True.
To add with Josh Hart. So that's just a defensive nucleus of three good players, at least could guard the perimeter.
That is true. And I was like, it's funny you brought up the RJ and IQ. Like, it also shows that the front office knows how to get deals done in this current state. Because we all knew, like, opposing GMs and front office used to take the Knicks to a woodshed in a deal.
Yeah.
Like, there was always a Knicks tax.
We always got scammed.
Or because they thought, like, the person running the Knicks didn't know what they was doing. And, like, 8 times out of 10, they were correct.
Showed, yeah.
So, like, the one thing I really did love about the RJ IQ for OG trade, and it was basically OG for IQ, because Ujiri always wanted quickly. The Knicks were going to pay him, and then it was like, look, we could flip, but look, we'll also give you Barrett, and he has money on his contract. And to be fair, that might be the only fan base to really root for RJ Barrett being the hometown hero. So he was like, you know what? I get 2 players, one's locked in.
2 good young players.
I could lock in another one.
And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to develop, and if you don't see this guy in your future for the next 3-4 years on your team, you deal him for a player like OG. Even with his injury scares and history, like you take that, because when he's on the court,
OG's the game
and when
changer.
he's effective, the dude's a beast.
And that was another thing, Steven. I remember you was like maybe episode 2, and you was like, because I'm always like, I never want to trade anybody.
You can't get too emotionally attached.
I know, bro.
I'm telling you,
and you
that's
always
where you go
was
wrong.
like, yo, we need like OG. And I remember when OG first played like the first 5
Saw
games,
it already.
and I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Saw it already.
Because about to be 30 years old, about to be 31. I don't think I've ever really seen any dominant Knicks wing player besides Carmelo Anthony. And even when he came, he wasn't that dominant top 5 wing. You know what I mean? Maybe like that first year, he was maybe 4 or 5.
Yo, I'm not scared of nobody this year.
I'm kind of feeling the same way.
Like the Knicks need to walk on the court with their chest up. Like, who's stopping y'all? Who's stopping y'all?
Except for yourself.
I dare somebody to say Boston. Like, who?
I give Boston credit because they're the champions, and to beat the man, you got to beat the man. So until we able to beat the man in the playoffs, they the man for right now.
Healthy man, healthy with Mitch. I ain't scared of nobody. Knicks got it, B. And I say that confidently.
And that's kudos to the roster construction. And then leading from that trade, then we had another blockbuster. I think this is the first real blockbuster in the Leon Rose era. Well, like 10 o'clock at night, some shit like that. We get the Shams bomb because no Woj. There'll be no Woj.
That should have been his last. The cat trade should have been Woj's last Woj bomb, son. Like that, he should have went out in style.
We living in the Shams world now.
But I think Woj left because Stephen A. looking for that contract with ESPN.
Oh yeah,
that's a little sidebar. But I just think
we'll let the worldwide.
Some method to that, man. You don't just run if you Woj. You don't just leave ESPN like that.
But like 10 o'clock at night, and we get the news. Not a lot of people in Knicks Nation was calling for it.
What's up, Chris?
Julius Randle, Donte head to Minnesota for Karl Anthony Towns, and I don't know if they waived homeboy, the other center, the power forward they got back, but I know they got another
Case
player back. Yeah. So now we have Karl Anthony Towns in New York, bro.
We got Bodega Cat. Boy, about to have Dykeman in a tilt, boy. Let's dive.
What was your first reactions?
All right, so I had to pause. I had to swallow that. No Diddy. I had to swallow that. Like it took. Again, I'm emotionally attached too. I favor Randle as a player more than Kat, but Kat by far is the better fit. Like everybody else, I hated to see Divincenzo go. Big Ragu, he came up huge for us. And the one season he played for us.
One season. That one season gonna look like 5 or 6 like back in the day.
Broke the Knicks 3-point single season 3-point record. Anybody that ever put on a Knicks jersey, he broke that record for shooting threes in a season on the Knicks.
Yeah.
Like that should say something. But minutes prior to Divincenzo signing with us, he had interest in Minnesota. Minnesota had interest in him. It was mutual interest. So there was chemistry there between them. And, so him getting traded there was somewhere he kind of second fiddle. Maybe he didn't mind playing. I think he's going to be huge for Minnesota. He could be their sixth man and fill in starting spots at some point throughout their season.
And a microwave scorer. And I think that's another reason why they wanted to.
He's tough. He plays defense and he shoots threes. And that's what the NBA is now. So
especially the playoffs. Because one thing I've noticed, once the ball goes in the hoop, then like the whole game changes. And I don't you know this, bro. Like you can like slog it out, but if you could get threes and back-to-back possessions, like that's about a 6.
And he makes big shots. He doesn't just make threes. He makes big shots, man. We're gonna miss those two, but we got the best shooting big in the league in return, and he is the right fit. In comparison to Randle, Randle may get the ball for 3 to 5 seconds. Not saying that's a bad thing once he gets the ball, and he's thinking about things. He doesn't know if he's gonna take a step back, or he doesn't know if he's gonna drive, or he doesn't know if he's gonna commit a turnover. On the contrary, with KAT is doing two things. KAT letting that shit go. It's gonna be a shot, or KAT driving to the basket. We would have had to pay Randle, and Randle, as I mentioned before we started, Randle took that pay cut 2-3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he was going to do that this time around. And Leon Rose being
and also he got a new baby. Like even though he NBA player, life ain't cheap out here.
Right. So he's going into a contract year. So I think he's going to have a great year with Minnesota. I think Leon Rose saw a problem.
Forthcoming problem.
Yeah, and he just handled it respectfully, privately, professionally, the best way you could do it. And he got the best shooting big in the league out of it. I hated to give up Divincenzo, but it's the NBA, it's a business. KAT is the best shooting big in the league, to reiterate, and you have to pay for that. And the way in which you pay is you give Randle, who was out the door already, safe to say, and you have to throw in a filler for contracts for the money with Divincenzo. And that's what I think Leon Rose did. He did a great job. Everybody on contract was movable. Like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Besides now that KAT had his big money, we don't really have any bad contracts. And then even
December, not to cut, I'm sorry, bro. December 15th, Precious Achiuwa becomes eligible to be traded. He signed the veteran minimum, which includes a no trade clause. But in his contract, he actually took that off, so he's actually able to be traded. So don't be surprised if another move is made by the deadline guys.
There'll be a move before the deadline.
Right.
There'll be a move.
Right. So Precious is eligible. His contract is also movable. So don't be surprised if we don't see Precious post 2024. Yeah, man. Back to Randle. I want to give Randle his flowers. It's small time to just give Randle his flowers and respect. The summer is 2019. We have Marcus Morrisino on our roster. We have Taj Gibson on our roster. We have a whole bunch of I don't want to say no names,
Bobby
but
Portis.
Bobby Portis. No one spectacular. And Julius Randle chose to come here and sign in the summer of 2019, and that changed the course of everything for us. I don't think anyone expected him to have the breakout year. Since he's become a Knick, he has made the All NBA team. He's a 2-time All-Star.
That's no slouch, bro.
The year he had his run, he was top 10 in MVP voting.
I think most improved player that year too, right?
Yeah, he got most improved player. So a whole bunch of accolades once Julius Randle was on the Knicks, and once he became a member. Credit to Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff for helping that. Thank you, Julius Randle, because no one comes here. No one.
That's like the thing. Now they didn't want to come here, but now
we had Kristaps Porzingis, who was good in his own right, but didn't stay healthy and didn't do what Randle did.
And also his brother wanted the organization too.
Yeah,
Giannis. That's the thing too. Like the Knicks, they didn't really have like what they have in Leon Rose. They didn't have stability, and they didn't have like a leading voice. And everybody back then just wanted just pieces of the pie wherever they could. Like there was just no purpose for the team put forth. It was all just very selfish. Like if we could like compare apples to oranges, it was like the movie Eddie. You know how her when she took
One of
over
my
that
favorite
Knicks?
movies,
Yeah,
by the
about
way.
to say
It's
when
one of
she
my favorite
remember
movies.
when she took over the Knicks, like it was like everybody on that team was not centered. They was all different. They was doing Stacey Patton was doing Stacey Patton stuff. Rick Fox was trying to save his marriage, but nobody was like putting the Knicks first. And you see like now, which we can also talk about happened in the summertime too. Um, Brunson took a contract, lesser contract, bro. He didn't cash in a max he could have signed next summer. He saved the Knicks a lot of money with this new NBA salary cap rules. And he's like the thing about Brunson, and that's what I say, he's gonna get vilified in NBA circles. He wasn't afraid to take the New York challenge. Like LeBron, Kevin Durant, and so many others looked at the Knicks as fodder, and it was like, you know what? We don't want the headaches. We'll do something else, and we could do it our own way. Brunson was like, "I'll take the Knicks," and you know what? He's getting all the glory and the good things that come to you when you are the number one person on the Knicks team. And one thing about that too is if you are the man on the New York Knicks, you know how much endorsements you're gonna make, bro. You are going to like that's he was like, you know what? I can cash in and don't people say, oh, he left money on the table. He still signed the highest max.
It's the real mayor in New York.
Yeah, he signed the highest max
Eric
he could
Adams,
at
who?
that at that time. But he's also smart enough to know Gatorade's gonna be coming in. I just saw him on a 2K commercial. I don't know if you saw it.
Nike got his
Yeah,
podcast.
like so now he's about to revel in the orange and blue endorsements, and
Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah. If any way you take a pay cut, you do it here with Dolan as your owner. Straight up.
and New York City, if you putting numbers up on the court, there will be shady channels to get what you got the ROI back.
Right.
But yeah, and then he becomes captain. And then, yeah, bro, I think we had a wonderful summer. Like you said, it's sad to see Randle and Hart go. They were definitely two big pillars in the Knicks culture, current era. But I feel you have to sometimes make the tough decisions to get better. Like Boston traded Marcus Smart. A few months later, they're holding the championship. And
Right.
I'm pretty sure most
Right.
fans are not going to be.
It's not what you're putting out, it's what you're bringing in for that trade, man. So, and does that piece fit? And
And
Drew Holiday fit for them?
we could talk about that. So now with the Karl Anthony Towns, we have seen in his first couple of preseason games the effectiveness of that 1-2 man game.
They're gonna get it together. I see.
Yeah.
They look a little rusty. Obviously, it's preseason. They're supposed to look the way they looked. But I love it, man. I think they caused 30 turnovers last night.
Yeah, they had
against the
30
Wizards.
turnovers.
That's preseason or not, man. Listen, that's impressive, B. So, I love the way KAT rebounds for us. He has the misnomer that he's weak, he's soft.
Kitty cat.
He can change that narrative. He can, yeah, kitty cat. He can change that narrative this year. He can really change that narrative and take on the best of the best. Stop Porzingis, stop Embiid. When you play Joker, circle that game against Denver. Do the best you can. Give him a low stat line.
And that's one I think when I had time to think about the trade, and I think that's another reason why they pulled the trigger, is like you said, he number one shooting big man, and that's going to give the Knicks so much bonus in the playoffs. Because as you know,
look at Miles Turner.
I was about to say
That's what
in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it becomes a half court
that
game.
matters.
There's not much to transition. So your half court offense has to be at the best. And we saw sometimes with Randle, he's not really a lethal shooter, catch and shoot.
Very inconsistent. He could be on or he could be off.
Teams were able to zone and trap. Now you really can't do that with this Knicks current standing. Can you trap Brunson while trying to keep KAT open on the perimeter? And let's say you take three of defenders to guard those two. Now there's Mikal and OG on the wings who are very good at catch and shoot threes. So now it's like a kind of pick your poison.
And you leave Josh Hart in there, maybe he grabs an offensive rebound. You know what I'm saying? Just leave him in that lineup. Like, I think Josh Hart is another X factor for us because people won't pay attention to him based on the players around him, right? And I think he'll pop out and he's just one of those guys with go get me a tough bucket. He's gonna do it any way possible. He'll do I trust Josh Hart. Like I trust him. I love the heart he plays with. I love his IQ. Sometimes he makes dumb turnovers,
Nah, them
but
passes be crazy.
I love when he gets the ball and pushes the tempo. Like it
Easy buckets.
keeps the defense off balance, right? And he'll make the right decision on fast breaks for the most part. So I like our dynamic. I love what we have, man. Like even off the bench, Precious Achua could spot minutes.
Now that you brought up Hart, I was gonna say too. Now that we have, there's about 4 guaranteed spots in the lineup for the starting lineup: Brunson, Mikal, OG, and Towns. Now is the question: who do you think the Knicks' 5th starter should be? Should it be Josh Hart or should it be Deuce McBride?
That's the dilemma. I think we start the season with Hart.
Okay.
Let McBride come off the bench and
Burst for a little bit.
See what he can do. We have to see if he can play make. We have to see if he's gonna come off the bench and attack. I don't know what his
game or role's gonna be.
Correct. I don't know what he's gonna do off the bench. Right. Focally, based on what starters he's left out there with, and then when the bench comes out. So, I don't start Hart. In my opinion, you start at least to start the season. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's trial and error. Let's see what we got.
I think for me with the more analytics, I will start McBride because he'll give you another catch and shoot to go with, like we just said, with Mikal and OG, and now McBride. That's 3 catch and shoot threats.
But who will come off the bench for like some type of offensive spark?
We got Hart and the Kolak dude. He looked like he could shoot, and even Shamit, bro.
Shamit. I said he was gonna make the team. I was talking to my friends about that.
Yeah. I haven't watched this game for a bit. I remember he was with the Clippers, but he looked like he could shoot. So that might be the sniper off the bench. But I know what you mean. We got to have somebody that's going to be the who's going to be the bucket getter.
The Divincenzo, who's replacing that. Again, more in which why I feel another move is coming. Not soon, but before the deadline, we'll make a small move.
Nah, I feel like another move is coming, and I feel like number 23 is going to be part of that.
Mitch?
I feel like they're going to move Mitch. But like you said, we'll have to see in February. But I don't know. I don't think Mitch is going to be staying around too long with the team.
Little post.
Yeah, that's
last one left. Last one left.
Like
you the last one left to trade, motherfucker.
Like with the injury history and also the salary, like you said, there's one more move, and I don't know. I just feel like Mitch might be the odd man out, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. It's only September. February's a long way. We also want to get down to the 2 new the wings. The Knicks went from having no wings to now having 2 wings.
Nickname is Wingstop.
I'm about to say
Wingstop.
Get some lemon pepper.
Yeah. I'm a Buffalo guy. I love Buffalo wings.
Nah, me too. But Wingstop is looking for real. Like they might have to hop on that endorsement.
Go get your Wingstop at Bodega Cat.
Like OG, the OG 5 bundles. But I'm liking the 2 tandems of. I'm liking a tandem of OG and Mikal. Like the Knicks would be lucky enough to even have one. So to have both on your roster really means something, and then shows like how well thought out they were when doing, like I keep saying, the roster construction. Because having OG and Mikal, bro, that's crazy.
I love it. Add Hart too. Add Hart. Hart's gonna give you somewhat interior protection, and then he also can guard the wing. He's a great defender. So he's a little undersized, but he just does his job so well. So you add him to that duo.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man.
It's kind of like baseball, like the starting pitchers, you have the ace.
Yeah.
Like, somebody can be like your 3rd best pitcher or your 2nd best pitcher. So if you have your 2nd best pitcher, like number 4 in the rotation, that shows how good you are. So like you said, Hart, he's not a slouch on defense either, but for him now to be like our 3rd,
well, he don't got to even
guard.
Usually he guards the best player. Now he doesn't even have to do
that. That's really going to come in clutch. Because I remember when he first came, he was guarding the Tatums of the world and just all the number 1 wings on the other team, the Ingrams, the LeBrons. Like that was Hart's job. They try to give it to Quentin, but Hart usually had the assignment to guard like that best wing player. Like you said, now he could guard like the 2nd best or 3rd best the team offers. So
I wonder how the people who wanted to keep RJ, IQ, Quinn Grimes, I won't say Randle, but
I'm still Grimes.
Those names in particular, I wonder how they feel now with what they see as the product now, what we have for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you think about that now? Like, it's just It's a huge upgrade, man. I don't think any of us saw this coming. I knew it.
Yeah, definitely leave like a comments like on IG or YouTube, like how you guys
tell
think
us what
like
you
that
think
off season.
about the trade, or you can leave a comment, whatever you want to put. Tell us what you think about the moves, the outlook of the team. We're interested in your thoughts as well.
But I think that might also just be part of Knicks PTSD from like the early 2000 years, where every move was just like boneheaded and just like without logic.
But these weren't done.
Cause like even when like KAT had the trade, like I don't know, every time the Knicks make a trade, there's always like some like it just feels weird. Like you see Knicks trade, and I'm like, yo, who we giving up? Who we getting back?
But to be honest, every trade, the only trade where I kind of got puzzled was the KAT trade.
Mhm.
But when I actually took my emotions aside and thought about how he fits, I was happy with it, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I was just worried about our bench, but like even from watching the preseason, I'm not worried. Yeah, the bench is fine. Like we have people who come in, give us 8 to 12 minutes and do their job. Like, you know, so I'm confident.
We have several backups. Like you said, we have Kolak. We got Sims.
I'm loving Kolak. So he plays with a moxie. He's not on court and he looks like he's trying to figure out what he's doing. Nah, he's getting to this spot. Even how I don't know if you saw that pick and roll, the pass he made to what's the big dude name from the summer league, the one
Hukporti.
Him and Hukporti have a great chemistry, and I love their pick and roll action. Cameron Payne is our second backup, but I think it's Cameron Payne's job to lose. To start the season, I think Cameron Payne will be the backup.
You gotta give him the veteran. Like they gotta earn it. They gotta earn. They gotta
Tibbs
earn the
goes
spot.
with the vet,
Yeah.
but I think Kolak is taking that spot. Like throughout the season,
you let him earn
at
it.
some point at the season, he's gonna be the backup, rightfully so. That dude is talented, man. He can shoot. He can facilitate.
You know what? Somebody
plays hard.
I didn't even think of it. They said it kind of reminds Kolak. Like he hasn't played an NBA game yet, but just to like see, like how when the Suns had Steve Nash, and remember Dragic?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You remember? It's kind of
he has like a
that.
Dragic game. Yeah. It's a good comparison, a good lefty comparison. I like him, man. I like the pickup. We got him. He was a steal for when we got him late first round. So it's just
not a front office. That's another dude. Walt Perrin, bro. Walt Perrin knows talent. Like he just knows how to pick people. Even McBride, one of our picks. Say what you want about RJ, RJ, IQ, even Toppin. Almost all of the Knicks picks that have been picked have still stayed in the league, bro.
Yeah.
The only person that's kind of floundering,
Knox.
Yeah.
That's
everybody after Knox is either on the Knicks or like on somebody else's team doing big things.
Toppin will be on his way out too. He'll be on his way out, buddy.
Yo, we get big. We're gonna get Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin.
He signed a 4-year, $50 million. Indiana needed him because they have nobody.
They've always wanted him. And the funny, kind of with Minnesota and Randle, like when they first had like the trade, and it was like Randle going to Timberwolves. I was like, you know what? That was always the rumor. Like Minnesota will always take like a flyer on Randle. So, like it is what it is.
Yeah, man.
Some Obi Toppin, bro.
Yeah.
I know you brought up Grimes. I'm actually really happy for Grimes and with Dallas, bro. He gonna do some damage out there with Luka, Kyrie, and Clay, bro.
I don't know about damage.
Nah,
that's a I don't know. I wouldn't put it that way. He'll contribute.
If he can play 3 and D with catch shoot.
That's all he there for. What else he gonna do?
That's the thing. I know his camp wants him to have the ball more and like facilitate.
No, sit your ass in the corner, let that European do his thing, and be ready to shoot. Fucking damage. He ain't doing no damage.
Nah, like literally, that's why they was beefing with Tibbs because they felt
like if you make the shot, bring your ass back, go play defense. That's what Mark Cuban got him for. That's it. And other than that, that's it. Still's on. Nah. This ain't high school. This ain't college, bro. Can he do that consistently? No. So again, sit your ass in the corner, be ready to shoot. Get back, go play defense. That's it. That's all he there for.
Nah, that's dope, bro. But kicking off the season, we have the first 4 games. I think the Knicks got a crazy gauntlet. They kick off with the Celtics. That's gonna be the big one. That game, that's gonna be like must-see TV to see Celtics, banner night.
And I'm taking Knicks money line. If you bet, guys, FanDuel, Draft Sports Kings, ESPN Bet, whatever you bet on, take that Knicks money line first night. And if you lose, sorry, but take the Knicks money line because we not losing, B. We're not losing. I don't care about them being the champs. It's our time now. They don't have Porzingis to start the season off, which is bad for them. I think We're gonna come out with more energy. I think the Knicks are gonna come out with something actually to prove. Tatum is gonna be Tatum. Brown is gonna be Brown. Drew Holiday will be Drew Holiday. Al Horford will still be that old man who's gonna set the tone.
What's going to be the wing matchups? Who you put OG on Tatum, or would you give him to Brown?
I'll put OG on Tatum. Why? Because OG's a little more bigger, a little more physical. He has better stature.
Okay.
I don't know who has the longer wingspan between him and Mikal, but I don't really think that matters. I think you throw Mikal on Jaylen Brown and you throw, because Tatum likes to post up too. He has a back to the basket game, so you put OG on that and just let OG harass him, stay on him. Mikal, you stay on Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday and Brunson. KAT, who is the Celtics center?
I can't tell you no clue. It's probably the ghost of Al Horford, but he always makes like 3 threes when he plays the Knicks anyway.
Well, we could stretch KAT. Safe to say KAT could guard whoever 4 to 5 they have on their side. And then you just throw Josh Hart on the last minute. Yeah, whoever else is left. I think the Knicks figure it out. I think it'll be an entertaining game. I think it'll be a close game, and I think we pull it out. I think we start the season off 1-0, and that's my bold prediction. Confidently speaking, like seriously, I don't see who's stopping us. We have that man Jalen Brunson running the show. He has KAT now who can pick and roll, pick and pop, where you have to guard him. Before, Mitchell Robinson is going to do that pick and roll, and Mitchell Robinson is driving straight to that basket.
Yeah, he's just rim-running.
Now, also, I don't know if you watch the preseason games, bro. Like KAT could facilitate. He's a little.
I seen some passes.
He's an iHeart. He's doing. He's a better iHeart. Like again, man. I'm confident. If he doesn't have a dip pass, he could turn around and just face up and shoot. He's tall enough. He's long enough, and he shoots at a high percentage. So yeah, man. I
was like, even with KAT too. I feel like Tibbs is gonna get crazy with the lineups now.
Yeah, we'll see all types of things. OG running the 5, and we're gonna see it. And then all of these are for the playoffs. The best believe these little schemes and little small things he may run.
He's like Spoelstra in it, because that's what Spoelstra does too. Like he'll throw out like some crazy lineups in the playoffs, and he's like, "Yo, you gotta have to beat this.
Yeah,
like can you beat this this little Frankenstein lineup that I'm throwing out there that could give me +6?
Yeah, man.
In the
gonna
burst
look
of minutes.
weird, and more than likely it's gonna work based on who we're matched up with. Yeah, we're gonna just we have the artillery. And I think we're gonna go out guns blazing.
Because, like I said, if number 23 is still around for the postseason and he's healthy, what if you run Mitch at the 5 and KAT at the 4 and OG at the 3? You know what I mean? That's some real lineups.
So they've spoken about that, which is so obvious. But I don't know if the Knicks, that's the direction Tibbs is gonna go in. Even when Mitch comes back, we're gonna see it. But I mean, KAT just came from that with Rudy Gobert. Very similar to fucking Mitchell Robinson. So is that going to be the I think the whole thing, get to the playoffs. Not even get to the playoffs, but get to the playoffs healthy.
Yeah.
Get to the playoffs healthy. At this point, we don't need Mitch for the regular season. Like, we just need him for the playoffs.
Postseason. Yeah, that's kind of true.
Get your ass.
That's why I said it's Jericho Sims time, bro.
Yeah.
It's Sims, Hukporti, bro.
This is his tryout, too, because Precious is set, unless there's a trade coming, but Precious is set in his role. At least he's gonna get minutes for sure off the bench. Now Jericho Sims is the one the Knicks are gonna evaluate him, because I think he's gonna also be out the door if he doesn't show some type of development or progression besides just jumping high and grabbing maybe a few rebounds. Seriously, I watched him in college. I watched him.
His athleticism is a game changer, but he has to have more skills on the court.
Correct. You have to do something. So Hukporti, on the other hand, that dude just around the basket is automatic, man. So
he looks like a smaller Mitch.
Yo, I
like on some crazy
I liked him in summer league. I don't like to,
base too much on summer league,
right? But last night, man, him and Kolak, it's like they can hold it down for 8 to 12 minutes. Safe to say, it's like they know their role, man, and they're fresh. They're rookies. They're new. So, let's see what happens, man. I'm intrigued,
especially with the Kolak, because as we all seen like these past couple of years, it's the Jalen Brunson less minutes that usually bites the Knicks in the rear end.
So we know the narrative with Tibbs. He drives his players to the ground. He has to be very cautious this year.
Yeah, he really does.
This is it this year. It's no fool fucking around. No, You can't just run these guys the start of October and expect them engine running come April, May, and June. Like, it's no way that's working. That's why the supplementary pieces off our bench is going to be very substantial in how we look in April. You know, Brunson is going to play, obviously. I just feel Tibbs needs to choose the games he's going to keep them out there that long. Like, if it's one we could probably get back. For example, if you see us playing against Milwaukee and you want to keep him out there, cool. But just know we're playing the Hornets next, and then the following game is the Bulls. You know, that's where you just give Kolak a little more minutes. Give him two to four.
Now I know what you mean.
More minutes out there rather than.
Can you like squeeze those minutes and save those minutes for down the line rather than
key
trying
games? Yeah.
Or like. I know what you mean.
Let's win the Atlantic and get out of there. Let's just
like that's one time I've noticed Tibbs never does, and hopefully somebody like, especially when it comes like down to like super playoff minutes.
He knows this, but
he doesn't.
In Tibbs' defense, is no room for error, man.
Nah, I get it.
With this roster, he has to win. So, and if you have to win, you have to keep the go-getters out there, man. You ain't fucking around with somebody that's a question mark, you know. So on his side, I can understand it, but on our side, it's like, you know, tread lightly.
Yeah, because if everybody does come hurt back in April, like you said, everybody's gonna be coming at Tibbs. Because last year it's kind of the dominoes. It wasn't really his fault. Randle had the little Hukporti charge, and then OG in the playoffs, the Achilles, and it was just the whole.
Randle won in his 20. Go back to it. He had 18. I remember the whole play, bro. Everybody else had their 20. He won in his 20. He can lead the game now, bro.
But even last year, I don't know if everybody was healthy, I would give the Knicks like a fighter's chance to make it to the finals last year, bro.
Yeah, everybody said that, man. Like we came out fighting, and if we just had, I don't want to say Mitch, but if we had Randle that round, man, we getting out that round easily.
Pacers, yeah. If Randle is against the Pacers, they win in 4.
We had Josh Hart. It was to the point we had Josh Hart guarding Siakam, man. It was that much of a mismatch. So the Knicks did what they could. Hart makes a clutch shot, game 5 or game 6 from 3. He was like 0 for 7 before that. Chucks up some bullshit.
That was
shit goes in.
Game 3.
Yeah. So
because that was the one they was fighting like 2-0, and then because you remember game 4 they got blown out because they won fumes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shot was crazy. That shot was crazy. But yeah, bro, it's super great to be back. I feel like this episode is going the season, our season, podcast season, basketball season is going to be one to remember. Like I said, thank you guys for checking out Red Hot Knicks Talk. We had a lovely summer break.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Oh,
Steven,
we're coming, guys. We're gonna give you more. Trust me, we're gonna give you more.
Yeah, first episode back. Next time we come back regular season, so we have more to talk about.
All right, real quick. Last topic. The East.
Mm-hmm.
Who's in our way? If you think anyone's in our way,
Celtics.
All right, let me go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not scared of the Heat. I'm not scared of the Cavs. I'm not scared of the Pacers.
I'm kind of scared of the Heat because Jimmy Butler showed up all business to training camp, so you know they mean something this year.
He got a lot of miles on him, man.
Nah, I know, but
he got a lot of miles.
It's the Heat, bro.
Bam got a lot of miles.
If that's one thing Pat Riley could do, he could conjure up some devil magic to fuck with the Knicks. That's one of Pat Riley's specialties in the basketball kingdom. Like I said,
Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier, Bam Adebayo. They have no center. Obviously, Butler. They have no center.
Nah, bro. There's just some teams.
Yeah, I get the whole Miami thing. Never underestimate Miami.
It's just.
But like I said
teams,
when I first started this episode, I'm not scared of nobody. Knicks is like I don't see anyone stopping us, bro. Like nobody's stopping us. Nobody, even the Heat. Nobody's stopping us. Like Jalen Brunson was taking them out by himself at one year when Randle wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Not last year, the year before that. Like. I don't see anybody stopping it. All they added was Terry Rozier, Jokic. They have another European young cat. He's actually good.
Bench.
He's actually good. I think he's starting this year. Jaime Jaquez Jr. Send it. I don't fear nobody. I don't care who you got. We got Mikal Bridges. We got OG Anunoby. That's who's defending you. We got Cat on the back end. Good luck guarding that on the post. Then we got Jalen Brunson, who's unathletic, who's not the quickest, not the fastest, but he gonna bust your ass. It's like I don't fear nobody. Jalen Brunson averaged 37 points in the playoffs last year, bro.
I did. That was some crazy numbers.
Now he got help.
And he got help.
Nah.
Perimeter help too.
I ain't scared of nobody. Help. Donovan Mitchell, nice to meet you. We don't need you. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, you had your turn. Tyrese Halliburton, kick rocks. Jimmy Butler, your time is up. That's like Milwaukee. Greek, I love you. I respect Greek. I ain't gonna lie. Greek is one of my, I don't want to say my favorite players, but I root for them because he goes about the game a certain way.
He's a good dude, especially his come up.
It's crazy. We didn't even mention Philly.
You don't need to mention Philly. New York teams are taking care of Philly right now.
Take care of your knees. Take care of your knees, Paul George. Take care of your knees, and I don't.
Philly don't want to see no New York in sports right now.
Yo, I'm not trying to be overly confident, but we got it, man.
Now we'll see. We will see at the world's most famous arena.
I'm glad it's recorded now.
That's Steven words. We'll play this.
Yeah, healthy. We got it.
We shall see. But yeah, bro, like we said, we got the merch.
Yes.
New things are coming. We got new content coming you guys' way besides the podcast. We're going to have some in-game watch parties, post-games. It's going to be a super great season to hold for us. And thank you guys for riding with us. We're back. Red Hot Knicks Talk. Go Knicks. Go Mets. Go Liberty. New York is crazy right now.
Liberty in the finals.
So we'll see you guys next episode, y'all.